Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Christie Quarles. I'm one of the product managers at Revvity Signals, and I'll be presenting today with my colleague, Philip Ross, Ph.D., who is our clinical strategic analytics expert. We're here to share how Signals Clinical is revolutionizing data access with our AI-powered custom listing generator. Thank you all for joining us. We understand there's a lot here at the conference to see, so we appreciate you all taking the time to be here. So today, we're going to walk you through how Signals Clinical can simplify your workflow. You'll discover how you can access real-time study data easily, identify data quality and patient safety issues, and create data issues, submit queries, and automatically track data review. And you'll learn where we're going with AI and a bit more about our vision and how you can use natural language to get your clinical listing in just moments, not months. And then why Revvity Signals. You'll understand how we can help you unify your workflows, analytics, and collaboration into a single, scalable, secure solution. But if you remember just one thing from today, let it be this. Signals Clinical empowers seamless collaboration and robust audit tracking so you can work faster, smarter, and with complete confidence. So Signals Clinical spans the entire pharma biotech value chain, from discovery all the way to CMC manufacturing. But our core strength and the focus for today is on clinical data management and analytics. We've built this solution to grow with you. Adoption is accelerating thanks to the low learning curve needed and because new capabilities integrate so seamlessly with validated processes and existing tools. And also, we have an amazing 40-year legacy in scientific software delivering enterprise-grade security, compliance, and scalability. So a major challenge in clinical trials today is that clinical trial teams are caught in data bottlenecks. While clinical trials generate data continuously, teams often wait weeks or months for analysis-ready data, and that means missing critical windows to identify issues or make informed decisions. Too often, unfortunately, insights arrive after key milestones have passed, when course corrections become costly or impossible. So how do we solve this? We've built the missing bridge between data collection and regulatory submission. Signals Clinical is a cloud-native solution that unifies clinical trial workflows, providing real-time access to data and enabling seamless collaboration on issues, queries, and notes. Our solution transforms raw trial data into actionable insights, enabling data review, medical review, and cross-functional collaboration in real time. So the result is faster issue detection, agile decision-making, and trials that move from data to submission with speed and confidence. So what does this look like? Signals Clinical offers a suite of pre-built visualizations designed to streamline workflows for medical monitors and data managers. So in this demo, we're going to focus on lab outliers. So the medical monitor identifies a lab outlier of interest and creates a data issue directly within the solution. The issue then is seamlessly handed off to a data manager who can log into their dashboard and view and manage all issues and queries across a study. So we're going to pick up the demo from the data manager's perspective. Okay, so we're going to go to the demo now. So what you're seeing here is Signals Clinical Live. And right now you get a centralized view of all of your issues and queries. On the top here, you have a summary of and high-level metrics here. The same below for queries, the same type of high-level summary that shows you your closed, open, and queried issues. And so you can also kind of parse the data in a couple of ways. You can do it by counts, as you see here, or by percentage here. Or if you prefer a more tabular view, you can also do that as well. and you can export your data, of course, here. Going back to the dashboard, you can go and take a look at all of your open issues, for example. So a data manager might look at this and choose to go one by one, or they might pick out a single issue that they want to take a closer look at. And here, if you toggle to the right, you can look at how many days the issue was open. You get a field of why the issue was generated, where the original data is, and the latest data, and if that's changed. And kind of an important note I want to point out here is this field here. If that data has changed, that data will automatically update in Rave or Viva as well. And then here you get a summary on the right-hand side. You can see who's last acted on the data with a time stamp here, so you get that clear audit trail. And you might want to even drill down into the raw data, take a look at the status here, and you can configure this in a number of ways as well. Customize it for your different team roles and have everybody on here, and you get a complete trail of actions. The other thing I really wanted to jump into really quickly is to show you our pre-built visualizations. You can see here we have a number of pre-built visualizations. Kind of a common use case would be to go ahead and dive into the adverse effects. So you get a summary view of those. For this particular study, you can see that the application site and pleuritis were the most common. So if you, for example, might want to look at just the severe issues associated with this, you could also drill down to the particular organ class. Let's take a look, for example, at the nervous system disorders. So here you get some good information right here. And maybe you're interested in looking a little closer at the adverse effect of syncope, for example. You might drill down and see that there are 3 related profiles, and then you might choose one of those profiles that you want to explore a bit further, and even can drill down even further on this data and get a really good clear picture. For example, you can see the dosing here at the top, and then you can see all of the adverse effects for this particular patient and the concomitant medications either before or after the study period, and that can give you some really good information there. So let's jump back to the presentation. So maybe a few of you out there in the audience might have heard of this really new thing called AI. So we're all aware there's a lot of hype around AI today. At Revvity Signals, we've always taken a really careful and thoughtful approach to the way we innovate so that we can ensure that we're adding the most value for our customers. And our approach to AI is no different. Signals Clinical leverages targeted AI assistive agents to speed accurate clinical team decision-making and provide reliable insights without replacing human judgment. So there's that human in the loop. Our custom listings generator allows you to use natural language to get your clinical listings in moments, not months. And it's really, truly amazing that you can now generate real-time insights from your data by just asking Signals Clinical. We're very excited about the time, cost, and operational efficiency improvements and that this can offer customers. So why Signals Clinical? We're SaaS done right. There's continuous innovation with regular updates built on a foundation of quality and security. We're fit for purpose and flexible. This combines pre-built workflows with the power of custom analytics through Spotfire. It's one solution in a centralized space for access, insights, and collaboration across clinical research needs. And we're also future ready. We're advancing towards AI-driven efficiency with natural language prompts and automation for patient narratives and data mapping. So next, I'm going to hand this to my colleague, Philip Ross, and he's going to share how we're using AI to enhance the data review process.
Great. Thank you. So it's a pleasure to be here today. Christie introduced you to Signals Clinical, and Signals Clinical being a cloud-based platform where you can work through data manager-related workflows such as query management. You can make queries into your underlying Rave or Viva EDCs, and you can track those queries in the EDC. And you can also, your medical monitors can use the analytics that are built in for medical monitoring and raise issues. So that was a great underlying framework that allows AI to work. And so what I'm going to do now is talk a little bit about the work that we're doing with AI and explain a little bit how that our priority with AI was to use natural language prompts to generate custom listings and reports. And so the issue is that we're trying to solve is that medical monitors and data managers need specific data listings that augment the generalized data listings that you have by default. To get these listings, typically you need specialized programmers with skills. Those are in demand and expensive, and so you're resource limited in your access to those listings, and you really want those programmers to focus on filing activities, on submission reports. So you don't want them being pulled aside for ad hoc listing generation. This can cause delays in if you need an ad hoc listing and for exploration to confirm something. We wanted to be able to explore the use of AI as an assistant to help the data manager or medical monitor see the data that they need to decide on. And we wanted to do this without the need for any programming skills. We wanted a really user-friendly way to generate these custom listings. For example, you might want a prompt that sounds like, show me all patients with adverse events in the treatment arm. And you ask that. You don't need to know the variable names. You don't need to know all the details. How can we do this? I'm going to go into a little bit more detail after this. Hopefully you'll walk out of here with a little better understanding of how AI works, as well as how we're approaching this problem. So it's the look and feel of this. I will demo it, but you ask a question. The AI understands what you're asking for. It looks to see what data is needed to generate a listing that'll answer that question. And then it presents that listing. So, and it does this in seconds. So how is this different from chatbot? Well, when you ask a chatbot, it may generate plausible output. I've certainly done this where you ask a chatbot to present a listing such as that, adverse events. I'm not sure if what's presented actually is exactly right. The system to that the listing is correct. And you don't want the AI to be working on historical information. You want it to be working on your current data. I'm going to take a step back and just set the context here for AI. We're all more comfortable now, getting a little bit more comfortable with Gen AI. Things like chatbot or Copilot. You input a prompt and you get a response. And you want the prompt to be as accurate as possible. So this whole field of prompt engineering emerged where we would try to guide the AI to respond more accurately. And so we might ask questions like, let's tell the AI that their role is to be a data manager. Let's tell them the purpose of the listing and what data domains and key columns are involved. And let's tell the AI what filters we want to apply and how we want it sorted. And we're going to try to get the AI to think in sequence. So we'll tell it to use chain of thought or to show its thought process. So this is, and the biggest issue with this to me is that it's a black box. When it gives you the listing, you have no idea how it got it. So the approach we've taken is working with agents. Agents are actually straightforward, and they can differ depending on how you implement them. But in our case, what we've done is we've used agents with a RAG, with a knowledge base. So you want a knowledge base. The purpose in the knowledge base is so the AI is aware of your current data in addition to its prior training. So you don't need to train it. And then it gives you study-specific data for the study you're interested in, or the studies that you are interested in. And then you have an agent. An agent basically institutes a workflow. It divides the task up into seamlessly executed steps. Each one is done independently to the knowledge base. So you give a prompt, it goes through the steps, and then it just gives you the response back. And you want these agents, what we're looking at is things like you want an agent to restate the prompt. So that seems kind of obvious, or maybe strange. Why would you do that? You want to know what the AI thinks it's answering. So it restates the prompt back to you. And then you want it to create a plan. You want it to identify the variables, the columns, the domains in which the variables reside, and then you want it to write code that will reach out to where each of those variables resides, pull them together so that you can generate your listing. So now that you have that code, you want to execute that code and present your listing. All of this happens without you knowing it. It's just in the background. It's a set workflow, and every step of that workflow is targeted to do a specific thing and to do it really well. So the idea here is not asking general questions. We're not asking the AI to write a summary. We're not asking the AI to do what Gen AI typically does quite well in a less structured way. We're asking it something to do very specific with current knowledge and go really deep on that knowledge. So I'll give you an example of what that looks like. This is an example of a chat interface. So the listing section is on the right. That's where the result's going to come. The AI is talking to you in the left panel. And so we're going to zoom into that because I can't read that. And so the AI assistant is giving you context so that you don't have to feel like you don't have to come to this knowing what you're doing. So the AI assistant may say, look, I'm here to help you look at your clinical trial data. What do you need? Here's 3 examples of things you can ask for and how to ask for them. Not asking for particular variables or anything. So let's say we put in a question, find all patients over 65 years old who experience syncope and who are taking antihypertensive medications. It's going to go off, and so you've asked the AI a question for a listing. You notice you don't even say that you need a listing here. This is a context-specific, targeted agent for generating custom listings. And it goes out to your current data in the knowledge base. It identifies the data, it writes the code, it executes code, and it gives you a listing. You're sitting there going, what is this that it gave me? Is this accurate? Is this what I asked for? So again, we're going to zoom into the chat interface there, where the AI, in addition to the listing, is giving you evidence of what it did. So it's restating the prompt. This is not your original prompt. This is its restatement of that prompt. It is breaking down what it did to generate that listing. And so you get immediate feedback on whether it seems reasonable or not. You may not know for sure that demographics should be in the demographics domain, but it often is, and that's going to be a reasonable place to get it. Adverse events is where you're getting syncope, and concomitant medications is where you're identifying the antihypertensive drugs, because it's not the drug of study. And so the AI has generated a listing based on this structure, and this provides evidence that can allow you to generate that. To reproduce this listing, if it's critical to do so for submission, a programmer can go out and duplicate the listing. And you can further refine this by typing into the prompt a revision, further filtering, like maybe remove all reviewed rows. So that's just an example. To take a closer look here again of what we're doing with the AI and agents. We have a knowledge base that looks at your study data. The AI agents are working to classify intent, create a plan, write code, execute code, and display your listing. But it's doing more than just displaying your listing, because we don't want a black box. It's restating your request, and it's summarizing the programming that it did to give you that listing. And then this means that these listings are more verifiable, more reproducible, and because you're getting these instantly, you can quickly answer the questions you have, either eliminate them as considerations, go through any further steps you need to take in your query management workflow, whatever you're doing with the data. But these custom listings are very useful to take the pressure off of your programming group and your statisticians so that work can progress, and then the most important emerging information can be acted on by your statisticians and programmers. So we were able to share with you Signals Clinical and how it can help you with your workflow as a data manager, and also the work we're doing and hope to do with you, work implementing AI in reliable, trustworthy ways to help us do our jobs better. So we're at booth 507, and I appreciate your attention, and thank you for coming.